Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Moms in the Huddle. We're in the huddle. No parent stands alone. I am your host, Erica Morgan. I am the mother of Samaj Morgan. He plays at the University of Michigan. He is a wide receiver in his third season with the team and going into his senior season. And I'm also the mother of Tyler. Tyler is my eldest, and I say it every week. I know I look 25, but Tyler's going to be 28 next year. Okay. That's my eldest baby. So I am the mother of those two fantastic young men, and I'm also with my other host, Ms.
Jillian Blackwell. Yes, I'm the host of Moms in a Huddle as well. We are super excited to be here this evening. I have three boys. My oldest son, Mackenzie Blackwell, is actually mad at me today. Anyway, I don't care. Um, don't ask for advice and you don't want advice.
Come
Anyway,
on.
so I'm the mom of three boys. Mackenzie, my oldest, 23, turned 23 in September. Entrepreneur, all the things. And then my middle son, Jonathan, his team actually is playing today. He's not playing, has a small injury. And then I have he plays for University of Wisconsin, Go Badgers,
Hmm.
basketball, third year there. And then my youngest son, 18 years old, he actually plays basketball for Brother Rice in Michigan as well. So super excited to be here for this conversation we're having this afternoon in Moms in a Huddle.
I am too, Jillian. I mean, I know we've been having several weeks of just a lot of things happening. Rather things happen at the University of Michigan, rather things happening at within, the White House. It's a lot of things that's happening that's in everybody's house that bring all of us into what the huddle, right?
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot going on. It's a lot to ponder and think about. I was talking to a group of women this morning, and we were just saying, I'm gonna go Bible, and we were just saying that we have to be God's sheep and pay attention to His voice because
Yeah,
there's so many voices that could get our attention,
it
and so
is.
yes, there's a lot happening everywhere. But I'm trying to stay connected as close to the Father's Father. I'm like, you can be on my head, just stay right here, listen. What are you saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing with it is I think that a lot of things that happens within, you know, life and families and things that happens in the world, a lot of people think that it's taboo to kind of talk about, right? So
Yeah.
for a long time, I know we've had a couple of our shows, and a lot of people have been asking me, when I'm at work in different places, how do you feel about what's happening at Michigan that you guys are going through, different adversities, right? Like even tonight, we have one of the football players that are coming on today, Jacob Oden and his mom. We're going to be talking about, living legacy of little Jacob being at the University of Michigan to dealing with adversity. We're going to mainly focus on Jacob, but here's the thing. Many times people think it's taboo to talk about adversity. So this is what I did, and this is what I want to do today. I have not talked about a lot of the things that have happened at the University of Michigan on a podcast, but when you have a podcast and you have a platform, people want to hear your thoughts, right? So I
Absolutely.
thought to myself, what is something that can be very gentle, truthful, but really thoughtful, in which I wanted to bring a statement. And one of my statements is, and this is what I wrote down. I pretty much said, as a family of faith, for my family, especially with Samaj and my husband, we are reflecting on the recent events surrounding the leadership that's at the University of Michigan. Now, we've known Coach Moore for several years. He actually was a part of it dealing with the recruitment with my son. But what I wanted to do, I want to be very intentional with my words because behind every headline are people, families, students, and the rider community that is affected by it, not just his wife and everyone else. So I was thinking about scripture reminds us that truth, even when it's uncomfortable, is not our enemy, right? And so that's why I want to bring it out. Exposure isn't about tearing people down, it's often the first step toward healing. So as I was really thinking about it, I thought about these things and the words. And even Jillian, we talk about this. In science, they don't ignore the flawed data. Actually, they examine it so that systems can what? Improve.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So when I was thinking about this situation, in the same way, our faith calls us to bring things to light, not to shame, but to also restore. So
Yes.
there's two things that I want to kind of focus on. I want to focus on compassion for the individuals affected and also a firm commitment to integrity. Because integrity still has to be at the center of what we are doing for anything and everything in our lives, right? And so We can when it does come down to well, when it comes down to it, grace does not ask us to look away from what deception or anything that happens with it. It asks us to respond to humility by humility, prayer, and willingness to change. So I will say for everybody that are going through things, we want wisdom for our leaders. We want accountability where it's needed. And for a community that chooses honesty over image, which I don't care about image, I care about what's happening with our children, what's happening where our kids go to school at. I care about when it comes down to the leadership at the University of Michigan, which is going to shift me down to the current leadership that's happening. Coach Biff Poggi is the interim head coach at the University of Michigan with our boys. One thing I can say, since 2 weeks, within 2 weeks, we've met, and I personally have met with the team moms and also with the other parents, with Coach Biff at least 8 times.
Wow.
Something we did not have transparency within the past several years. However, not because whatever situation or issues, but we never had it. So we were able to ask questions and talk with him.
Good.
So I will say we are moving in a better direction. He's loving on our boys. Our boys say that there's a different atmosphere in what they're experiencing at the University of Michigan. And that's what makes me so excited about bringing one of our University of Michigan boys up today, because you see the smiles on their faces. One thing I've looked at our boys, a lot of things our boys want to do, Julie, and they want to shine. They want to shine in what their careers are. This is their careers.
This is their time.
Jobs, right?
Yeah. This is their time. This is their time to shine, and they should be given that opportunity, and no light should be taken off of that.
And it shouldn't be dimmed because of other things that's happening in people's lives. But I will say for the past several weeks, we have been affected as a family. We went through ups and downs. We went from being shocked to being upset to being like, wait a minute, we're not even his wife. We're not even his family. We went through multiple emotions. But I will say how we got through it is there's somebody else that God sent in the wind to kind of help guide parents and kids through this. And so we're excited about that. I hope Biff Poggi become the next head coach. I know they're going on a search at Michigan. And so we're not certain on when they're going to announce that. But I will say I'm hopeful and that I believe God that he will give the children and give the University of Michigan what we need for the time that we need it. So that's all I'm going to say regarding that. We may talk about some things a little bit more once we decide, or they decide who's a coach, who's going to be a coach. I just wanted to say that statement just as people, so that people understand I'm not ignoring it. I'm not acting like it's not there. And I'm not trying to act like we can talk about everything else but this is in the huddle.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to give.
Yeah, we don't want to ignore the big elephant in the room. And I will just say this because we have obviously an affinity to moms and mothers and wives. And so I would just say this, that I have been praying for her. I have been praying like you guys have the new coach to come and cover and to meet. My prayer is that someone surrounds his wife with the counsel that she needs to stay the course. I do know that she's a believer, and so she's a sister in Christ. And so we want to cover her in prayer, let her know that people are indeed praying for her heart, that her heart is being restored. And only him, the great counselor, can counsel her. But again, he's going to bring some natural people to help her through this journey. And my prayer is that they're going to get him and them individually, they're going to get better because if they count on him.
Yes. And that's where true healing comes. Healing comes from when you expose truth. People look at it as a negative thing. But when truth is exposed, that's where God can really come in, because you're at your lowest low, right? You're at your lowest low. So, I think that when we think about that, we think, oh, this is just bad. And no. God said that's where healing. And I pray for healing for him. We loved him as a family. We did. And we're going to pray for him. We're going to pray for all involved, because somewhere, sometimes people can't just get off track.
Yeah, a door was open. Again, I love when God allows things to be exposed. To your point, that's where the healing comes. And so that's the opportunity for you to search your heart and call out to God and say, I need help. And he is a restoring God. And so to your point, we believe in God that if they allow the Lord to use them, because this can be an amazing story. This
It
could be an
can.
amazing comeback story. And then we also pray for the other young lady that God does a work in her heart.
Yeah.
I'm just believing God that there's going to be an amazing story that comes out of that other people. And oftentimes God would use something um, this big to go into other households.
Yeah. But you know what? It opens up certain things. But I will say, we don't cover sin because God won't cover it. And when
No,
it comes down to it affecting and hurting other people, that's where I'm talking about integrity and accountability. And that's
absolutely,
going to be another show. We can talk about the prayers, we can talk about everything else, but there's accountability and integrity that should be there.
absolutely.
But other
100%.
than that, I will say I'm excited for who we're bringing on today.
I am too.
Go Blue, because when you're bringing on the Go Blue, you got to talk about the Block M, okay?
Come on
I,
now.
I know I want to first read about their bio. And when I was talking with, Jacob Oden's mom, when I say she's like a breath of fresh air, she's like a sunshine within herself.
Oh, wow.
This woman is just a beautiful woman inside and out. She offers just the love and it's so genuine, right? So
Yeah.
I said, I want you and Jacob to come on. Jacob is like the soft giant, as I say. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't have much to say, but when he opened up his mouth, I'm sure he's going to say something great. A
Yeah.
young man of integrity. So I just want to read people. I love reading people bios that they give me because I think that sometimes the bio don't do it justice, but when you meet them, you'll say, oh, wow, I understand that. So I'm going to first start with his mom. Latawn Oden is a woman of purpose who wears many hats with grace, resilience, and attention. Professionally, she serves as an operations manager at the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, while also thriving as a realtor and a dedicated youth cheer coordinator with the Sound Mind, Sound Body Football Academy. Across every role she holds, Latawn is known for her leadership, integrity, and her ability to bring people together around a shared vision. Above all else, Latawn is a devoted mother. She is the proud momager. I like that she used that word, the proud momager to her son, Jacob, a University of Michigan football athlete on full scholarship and achievement grounded not only in athletic excellence, but in character, discipline, and purpose beyond the game. She is also the mother of her daughter, Trinity. I love that name, Trinity, an up and coming athlete forging her own path with determination and promise. Navigating motherhood across different seasons, Latawn leads with wisdom, care, and a deep understanding of what it means to nurture both potential and personhood. She's a breast cancer survivor.
Praise God.
Latawn's life journey has sharpened her compassion and strengthened her voice. She is a passionate advocate and mentor, recognized for creating safe, affirming spaces where people feel truly seen and heard. And I can attest to this. And I'm gonna give a story after this, but I got to finish reading this. She's guided by a discerning spirit and an unwavering heart for service. She uses conversations and speaking to empower parents to trust their intuition, protect their children, and lead their families with clarity and purpose. Through every chapter of her life, Latawn Oden exemplifies strength, faith, and intentional leadership, leaving a lasting impact on her family, her community, and all those she is called to serve. Now, I'm gonna say this: me and Latawn have went out to eat several times.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we go out to eat, she has a way of touching someone that she talks to. We went out recently, and our server, he was a great server. I think, what was his name? George. I think George was his name.
Okay.
And she spoke a great word to George to where you could tell before we left, he came back and he held her hand and told her, what you said to me pretty much transformed me. I thank you for that. That inspired me for him. Like, she just inspires people wherever she goes. So I was really touched by that and by seeing that. That was really beautiful. So
Okay.
now let's move on to Jacob Oden, because that's why we're here. Jacob Oden is a sophomore defensive back at the University of Michigan, where he is recognized as a dedicated student athlete and an emerging leader. Alongside his athletic commitments, Jacob is pursuing a major in real estate, reflecting his strong interest in business, entrepreneurship, community development, and long-term economic impact. His academic dedication has earned him recognition as a member of the Big Ten All Academic Team, highlighting his commitment to excellence in the classroom. Jacob is driven by a deep commitment to service. He is the founder of the Oden Impact, a nonprofit initiative dedicated to empowering youth and uplifting underdeserved communities through mentorship, education, and positive engagement. Through this work, he aims to inspire the next generation to believe in their potential and to pursue with discipline and purpose. Jacob's passion for community service is further demonstrated through his volunteer efforts with organized organizations such as Sound Mind, Sound Body Football Academy, where he supports youth development through sports, leadership training, and personal growth. He values the role of athletics and can play in shaping character, confidence, and resilience. Balancing academics, athletics, and service, Jacob Oden continues to build a legacy rooted in impact, integrity, and a genuine commitment to giving. And one thing I could say about Jacob, over the weekend, a lot of people don't know, but I show this picture because Jacob, this past Friday, came out to help pass out gifts and help kids pick gifts with disabilities. He kind of came out. He was our special guest at the Samaj Morgan Foundation, where this Christmas we gave away gifts in the toy store in Toyology in West Bloomfield, kids with disabilities. Jacob didn't have to come out and do that, but he was one of the special guests that just came and appeared to give back to his community.
That's
So
awesome.
I showed this picture because I want to let you guys know we are bringing a great young man, him and his mom, to the stage. And come to the stage, I just want people to know this man gives back. So let's bring to the stage Latawn and Jacob Oden.
Yes, welcome to the Huddle.
Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here this evening.
Yes. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, how are you doing?
How are you? We're good.
He does have a voice.
He does. Right. He has a voice. Because I will always say, Jacob, I just see you always. You're just so quiet. Jacob can really, he does have a voice. So, Jillian, I'm going to let you go ahead and talk with Jacob and his mom first. Because I could take over.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to start with the mom, right? Because as moms, we wear many hats, right? And so as I was listening to the bio, you wear a lot of hats: operations manager, realtor, cheer coordinator, mom. Like, what does a balanced week actually look for you?
A balanced week. That is so funny, Jillian. It is interesting when you do things that you love, that you truly love, you find the time.
Yes,
I have gotten really good at scheduling my calendar because my job is to give my 100% best that I can give. So I had to get really good at scheduling, and I had to get really good at timing stuff out. I've come a long way. And it's not easy. And I had to learn how to say no to some things because I am a person that loves to serve. So I'm often like, oh, I can do it. Oh, you need me to, I can do it. But it's power.
Guilty.
It's power in the word no.
Yeah.
And I think once you start to see that you are pouring from an empty cup, that you have to sit back and say, you know what? It's okay to say no. I cannot be there for everybody and everything. But when I am, I'm going to show up as 100% me, and I'm ready to come and to serve. So
love that. I love that. So the key is organization, using some type of planner, Asana, just you can even go old school, writing it down, right?
Yes.
And then, one of the things that my husband and my sister, and I have a sister girlfriend, she says, no is a complete sentence.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's good, Jillian.
Absolutely.
Nothing to it. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Well, again, we all do that. And I said, well, she got a lot. Let me find out what the secret sauce is. So I appreciate that.
Listen, and that is just only some of it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes.
Well, we're going to take it back. We're going to take it way back into time. Jacob. Who's that little baby right there?
Oh
that's
my goodness. Yes.
Oh, we talking about
his first birthday. And we did a Michigan theme, and here we are.
I love that.
Let's talk about that, Jacob. Talk about your dad. Talk about this picture. You may not can remember everything, but talk about your dad and the legacy of coming to Michigan, even before you got there? How was Michigan ingrained in you in that one little picture there?
I mean, growing up, I was always like deeply rooted with the University of Michigan. Like first football team, Dad asked me who I want to play for. I said the Eastside Wolverines. And
Mm.
ever since, my favorite player growing up was Desmond Howard. Ever since, I just been like a big Michigan fan and tuned every year, knowing all the players, everything. It's just always been rooted in our family.
That's awesome.
Wow. So you
So
go ahead.
Jacob's dad is a graduate of Michigan. He played for Michigan. He has an uncle that went to Michigan, as well as my sister-in-law went to Michigan too. So there is deep roots at the University of Michigan. And everybody just assumed that Jacob was going to choose Michigan because they thought it made sense.
Right.
But that was not the initial choice. He had other opportunities and he ended up landing on Michigan. So
wow. Well, take us back there too, Latawn and Jacob, where when you were getting recruited, let's go back to high school days. Let's hear a little bit about that journey as it relates to making the choice to the final decision of Michigan.
I mean, it was a long-grown relationship. You know, my coach back then, Coach Clinkscale, been knowing me my whole life. So really since this picture.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, so Coach Clink, me and him built a great relationship, and it really came down to that. And I had a talk with Coach Mentor before I committed, and he really just told me, like, I'm going to be developed at University of Michigan, like academics, athletics, everything I need as a man. So that's what it really came down to. And it's hometown school, so who won't want to be home?
Who wouldn't want to be home? And I would just say it was a little more, the process was a little more involved and in-depth than just that. Jacob had 30, what offers?
38.
38 offers.
Jeez.
Yeah, he had 38 offers. His first one came in the 8th grade from Coach Clinkscale.
Wow.
So when it came down to figuring out, we sat down and kind of came up with a plan. Let's go through the pros and cons. Let's whittle this list down from 38 to 10, and then from 10 down to 5. And then you do your pros and cons, and what are you left with? Because ultimately, everybody thought that Michigan would be the one, but that was for Jacob to make that decision. Right. Not me or his father. We don't have to live with that. He had to live with that. So his dad never forced upon him, oh, you're going to Michigan. No, that was his decision to make. So I think that is very important for parents to know, because sometimes as parents, we absolutely want the best for our children. But sometimes what our best is for us is not necessarily for them. Yeah. And if I don't have to go out there on that field every day. He does. Right. So I needed him to be very involved with the decision of where he was going to spend 4 years at.
Yeah. And I love what he said. He said they were going to do everything. I don't know if you guys caught that piece, but he said, for me as a man.
Yes.
When you think about that being his decision, that's his decision as a man.
Yes.
Himself, not just with football, but in making decisions.
Yes.
I love that. I love that you said that.
Yeah. And because I think about Jacob, how old are you now?
19.
Ooh, 19?
Wow. I'm sorry. How old?
19, he said.
Okay.
And you like, as a man. When did you start realizing this is no longer this little baby you were holding on your shoulder? When did you start realizing that? Like,
listen,
I don't know when it kicked in for me, but maybe I can't remember. But when did you start realizing Jacob ain't no baby no more?
Listen, it happened in the 8th grade when he wanted to buy underwear for a little girl, honey.
Jacob like, Mom, why did you? Well, okay, you gotta tell us. This is in the huddle, Jacob. Everything happens in the huddle, and we're real. You gotta hear it. You brought it up. We gotta hear it.
Oh God! So Jacob wanted to buy a friend of his a gift, and she asked for underwear. So he came to me so innocent, like, Ma, can I go buy her? I said, now, if a boy asked to buy your sister some panties,
what would you
want to? You want to beat the boy up. No, you're not buying that girl no panties. Something you never gonna see. I said my baby is getting to be a young man because, and not because of the gift, but because of his desire to do something nice for someone else.
Yes. Yes.
It was so innocent, but my child wasn't thinking about himself. He had a friend, and it's funny because they're friends to this day. They're best of friends.
Oh, wow.
But he had a friend that he wanted to make sure she was good. And at that point, I said, I know my baby is growing up. He is not that little boy that I want to be able to keep in the bubble much longer. That was the moment for me.
Wow.
It's so hard to try to disconnect them. You like, listen, this is when I knew he wanted to back girl from underwear. But that's so real. I like that. Jacob, what is your response to that?
Jacob,
oh, you're gonna be an attorney, huh? Okay, Jacob said, I plead the fifth. Oh, that's okay.
And the innocence behind it, right? So when did you first realize, this question is for Mom again, that Jacob could play at the next level? Like what confirmed it for you beyond talent?
Well, I will tell you this. Jacob's dad is a football coach. And so we spent many days out on the football field. Yeah. And Jacob didn't want to have anything to do with football. Mm-hmm. If we went out to the football field, Jacob would be rolling down the field. He would be playing in the dirt. He didn't want anything to do with it. And a part of that was because Rod is very dedicated, very good at his craft. And Jacob felt like that thing took his dad away from the house. Yeah. And so he didn't really want anything to do with it. It wasn't until his friends started to play football, and every Friday night the moms would get together. We would order pizza. We would hang out. The dads would be at football or whatever, but we would be with the little kids. And the next thing you know, one kid is outside with the football, and Jacob's like, well, we might as well go out here and toss the ball. Right. And so from there, Little League started, and the first time he played, he got hit. I said, oh, well, pack it up. This is over. This boy cried for 2 seconds and was like, I'm not giving up. I'm going back out there. I'm like, oh, give up. It's okay. Right. And that baby did not give up. And I knew right then and there that whatever he decided that he wanted to do with his life, he was going to make sure that happened for him. He was in control of his own destiny. At that moment, I knew that.
I love that. Great story. Great story. And when what's interesting, when you put your children in that surrounding, they can make a decision. Now, to go either one way. My husband's uncle graduated from University of Michigan, Reggie McKenzie, played in the NFL for a number of years. So he hung out with Reggie like it was his dad. And he thought he wanted to play football and disappointed everybody in the family that played basketball. And so, but they made sure he was in a great environment.
Yes.
Decision. And so it's I'm saying a shout out to moms that are putting their children in an environment, a safe environment. You said something that is very important. All the moms were together and all the dads were together, and they need to see that. And so they were in a educational environment to make an educated decision.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Jacob, how have it been since you've been at the University of Michigan Go Blue and your major? We're dealing with academics. How do you like it?
I mean, it's been great. I think the best thing when it comes to academics at the University of Michigan is the network. Like, I get opportunities to meet all these billionaires, millionaires, business corporations, everything. I get internships with the best of the best in the business world. And that's what I want to do. You need a plan outside of football. So they talk about being a Michigan man. They help you with football and life. So that's what I like the most.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And what's your major again?
I'm a real estate specialist.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah. You want to own multiple real estate companies. Well, rather properties, commercial, residential. You're wanting to make the big bucks, right? After football, when you're done in the NFL, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, I like that. Jacob, I want to show you a picture. Take me to this moment because you're a sophomore at the University of Michigan. But everybody loves you. Everybody wants to take a picture with you. When the fans come up, what was your first experience like when you have a kid come up and say, "Can I have your autograph?" How did that make you feel?
It was really surreal. Like it started in high school. That's like the
Yeah.
Michigan bond. It starts in high school and then it moves on to college. And it's just like I was in this kid's shoes one day, wanted to take pictures with the players, sign things, get things signed by the players. So it's just full circle and it's just crazy.
It's crazy. When was your first game at Michigan?
You said when?
Ever. Like
Oh, ever?
before you even became an athlete there. When was your very first game at the big house?
It's probably Sound Mind Somebody All America game in like 2016.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a long time ago. What is that? 9 years ago?
It's about to be 10.
Yeah. Well, so you're about to be so when you look at this picture, I love that what you say about, you were that kid. Can you talk about like who has mentored you the most? Like now obviously your dad, my sons say that all the time. But outside of your father, who has mentored you the most? Family members, teammates, and what have they poured into you? Now you can say, I'm not telling you not to say anything about your dad because that's number one, right? But who could, and your dad, who were some of those people? What have they specifically poured into you?
Coach Blackwell, Sound Mind Somebody, he's been there my whole life. So helping me with the recruiting process, academics, teaching me everything that I need to know going into college. That's been a real big part. My trainers like Terry Richardson, he's been there for every question that I need, everything. He played at Michigan. Anything I need, I can go talk to him about, whether it be business or football, anything. And then the players, so my teammates, Will Johnson, older guys like Mikey Samerstill, guys on the team now like Rod Moore. Those guys all mentor me while I'm at University of Michigan currently.
That's so
that is awesome.
Yeah, that's so important having a village.
It is, especially when you think about, you're at Michigan and you have different things and different journeys that you go through. And I know, Latawn, I read a little bit about the adversity that you dealt with breast cancer. Take us to the moment of being a mom to this great athlete, but also trying to overcome the struggles of what's happening in your own huddle of you yourself.
Yeah. So that cancer journey was one that no one ever is like, oh, let me look on the calendar. Cancer is going to show up in 3 years. That's just not a thing. So when cancer shows up at your door, life is still lifing. So it was very important for me. Jacob was playing football. Trinity was cheering. It was important for me to keep the normalcies for them as best as I could. So once again, to your point, Jillian, the village. I had to pull on that village to help. And I'm so thankful for the village. I'm so thankful for the friends and the family members that's like, hey, we got Jake today. We'll take him to practice. We got Trent. And having the village is the thing that I will tell anybody is the thing that helped me journey through cancer. I could not have done it without my village, and I'm so thankful. So my kids really didn't miss a beat when it came to what I was dealing with. I would go to get treatment first thing in the morning. And so by the time they got home, I was feeling a little bit better and could at least engage with them. But it was absolutely the village that surrounded us and supported us during that very difficult time that helped us get through it.
Yeah, man. And how many years ago was that, Latawn?
Oh, we are coming up on 7 years cancer-free now.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, as a two-time cancer survivor,
Yeah.
I know how important a village is. And I think one of the things that it teaches us is to enjoy those moments. And so when I see you and your son and your smile, the moments are, and I like the name of this organization, the moments are more impactful. They have and so I think you're very more intentional about life. And you realize I don't get a second body. Oh God, this it? Take care of this shell. And so amazing to hear your story and how you fought through. I know for me, it taught me how to be a warrior.
Yes.
We ain't giving up.
I tell people all the time, cancer was a blessing and a curse. When cancer knocked on my door, I was just existing in this world. And cancer came and said, really, this is what you're about to do? You're just going to exist. You're not going to live this life. This is a gift.
Yeah.
And if you don't live this life, you're going to look up and not have it.
Yeah.
So, honey, me in this meat suit,
Come on,
I take very good care of it now.
Yes.
So therefore, I am thankful for the opportunity to journey through and be on the other side of cancer because I knew it came to wake me up.
That's it.
And for that, I'm thankful.
Yes, that's it. I remember a line in Shawshank Redemption. It said, "Get busy living."
That's right.
That was my thing. We gonna live. We about to do this.
My father would say, "You better get busy living, or you gonna get busy dying. Which one you gonna do?"
That is so right.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, tell us about, I know that's a journey your mom understands, but tell us about your mom as your momager and, the things you've seen her go through. Who is this woman that birthed you sitting next to you now in your life? How has she impacted you now?
She's a woman that puts everybody else's needs above her own. So anything that I need, she's always checking up on me. We talk every day. Anything that I want to talk about or that I need coming up, she's there to help. Even with my sister, she does a lot. Pay for the trips, go to cheer practices, this, that, and the third, also while running a household. So my mom helps me with everything I need in my daily life.
Oh, that is beautiful, Jacob. So you feel you can open up and talk to your mom about anything?
Yes, definitely.
Well, he asked her about the panties. He got.
You know what? That's his mom. Give me the money to go get the panties for the group. Yeah. You're right, Jilly. And I didn't even put right.
Like, yeah, go get these panties. What we doing?
And Latawn, she like, listen, this is when I knew he was a man. Latawn, like, let me just go ahead and throw this out there for my
Let's have this conversation. It's interesting. We've created an environment where, yes, we have a wonderful village that has been purposely centered around our children. Because if you don't feel comfortable coming to talk to me, we have people in your life that we trust that will beat that same drum.
Yeah.
And so I don't get offended if Jacob decides he wants to go and talk to somebody else. I'm thankful because I know who the village is. And so therefore they're going to pour into him just like I would. And I think that is the important part. They're in his ear telling him the right thing to do, how to figure it out. And so we're forever grateful for that. I love that my son can come and talk to me because, he knows that I'm an open book. I've never been perfect. I don't strive for perfection. And they need to see that. They don't need to this image that nobody can sustain. So they know mama has fallen, cried, broke, all of the things, up, top, all of the things. But they have an understanding that, hey, life happens and nobody is perfect in this life.
Latawn, you just listen. Can you say that to the moms in the back? I said my son was mad at me. I just texted him after he got mad at me. I said, sorry for not listening to you and repeating what you had already said. Parents make mistakes too.
Yes.
We're
not perfect.
We're not perfect.
We're not.
We're still trying to figure out how to raise a 19-year-old and 22.
Yes.
We've never done that before. And so I love the relationships that moms have with their sons and daughters. Yeah. We just all happen to have boys.
Yes.
It's just something about being able to have your son's ear and to even have a village that's repeating what you would say.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting because we're all figuring out at the same time.
Yeah.
It's ever changing and we're all figuring it out. I think something happened when they were real little. We were running late. And I'm screaming, I'm cussing and fussing at both of them, right? And they get in the car. I had a flat tire. I had to go to, I'm we're late, all of the things. And I look in the back seat, and these two little babies are both boohooing and crying.
Oh,
And in that moment, I said, what really matters? Am I going to send my babies to school like this? Or am I going to sit here and apologize and tell them I was wrong as two left shoes? I'm not going to cry. But I had to apologize to these babies for being in the state that I was. They didn't have nothing to do with that. And in that moment, my wish for them was for them to see the very human side of mommy.
Yeah.
I'm human too. And I don't always get it right.
Yeah.
And so for me, it is to give them the okay that you are going to make mistakes. You are going to mess up the church's money, honey. But you have a chance to redo, fix it, and get it right. That's what I hope for them.
And you know, that is so authentic in what you just said, and it's real. Even in that, and keeping in that vein, even the adversity that Michigan is facing now, Latawn, how have you helped your son navigate the difficult moments at this moment?
Listen, it goes back to we're not perfect.
Yeah.
We are flawed individuals. We are on this bouncing ball having a spiritual, very human experience as spiritual beings. And so you're going to make mistakes and you're going to mess up. But what you do afterwards?
Yes.
What do you do afterwards? Do you become a better version of yourself because of what happened? Or do you sink into a depression and you decide to be selfish and not do anything and live in that space? I think we all have opportunities to, when we fall, to get back up and dust ourselves off and say, you know what, I see how that affected not just me, but everybody else. And how do I make a change? And so that is, you know, it's been a struggle seeing this unfold on a national stage.
Yeah.
And we all have opinions about what that looks like. But opinions are like booty holes, honey. We all got one. And the one that really matters is yours. This is your life and your journey. And when you go through adversities like this, what are you going to do on the other side of it?
Yeah.
And I hope that not just for Coach Moore, but all the parties that are involved, they take a look at their accountability piece.
Yeah.
Number one, to themselves. You say that this is who you are. This is who you present yourself to be to these kids that look up to you. Now you get to say, you know what? I wasn't who I was telling you all to be. But I see the errors of my ways and I have to do better and I will do better. And let's see how that plays out for you.
And that's what I like, because that's the thing. Not a lot of our life play out in the open public like this did, right?
Baby, if it did,
girl. But here's the thing. There is something that does play out in the public, and it should only matter with one opinion, which is God. He sees everyone's life like a movie. But when your life is played out in the public, even how Jacob's is, Samaj's is, maybe the little things that they do, but when you have a massive stage and everyone's looking, that's where situations come. Gotta make you stronger. It has to make you strong. We got another Michigan mom, go blue, Angela Taylor. That's good. She said that's good.
Thank you, Angela.
We're just at a moment in our life where our life just haven't played out on the stage.
Yes.
We're allowed to get it together in private.
Yes.
Right? But that's the graciousness of God. But I will say adversity only makes you stronger.
That's it. It truly does.
It only makes you better, because when you're at the rock bottom, you only can get up if you unless you're dead. The only thing that can happen when you're down, you got to get up.
Yeah. And you have to allow that. Sometimes people want to wallow and sit in that. Sometimes people like the darkness and they don't want to search for a way out. So you have to want it. You get down there, you have to say, you know what? I might be down here, but this is temporary. This is not my life. What do I do to find the light? Because I'm looking for the light.
Yeah. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I said this earlier, my prayer is that this is a wake-up call for others that might be going through the same thing.
Yes,
Yeah, so your stuff doesn't have to be on blast. You can get it right. You can make a decision.
absolutely.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
good.
We're going to change it over, Jacob. We go back to you,
Yes.
soft spoken guy. But I will say this, tell us about Odin Impact. Okay. What problems are you trying to solve and what's your mission?
Really just trying to give back to the kids in the Detroit community. So the kids that grew up how I grew up, the kids that are wanted for what I wanted when I was growing up. I just want to give back to them because those gave back, others gave back to me when I was them in their shoes. So I feel like I have to pay it forward and give back.
Yeah, that's good, Jacob. And I guess sometimes we think that you can't become so big that you forget about those that are looking up to you or those that don't no one else think about. Because a lot of times people go up, you can become a big football star, you're in the NFL, and then your community is still back looking at you, asking for you to remember me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a great thing, Jacob, that you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a question for both of you guys. So mom first. We started Moms in a Huddle because we had a lot of questions and a lot of things were changing within NIL, transfer portal. We were just listen. There has to be other moms that are going through this, and so we do a number of things. But what advice would you give to moms raising athletes who are chasing big dreams, dealing with real life at the same time?
I would say that it is very important. Once again, going back to the village, I will take you back to this. My godfather is well versed in a lot of things in life. And he once said to me, listen, if you want to learn how to build a boat, you go hang out on the docks where the boaters are. If you want to learn how to fish, you go and find the fishermen. You surround yourself with the people that are doing that thing. So
Mm,
my advice to mothers, especially mothers that are single, you seek out mothers that are in the know.
yeah.
You seek out people that are knowledgeable, that have been there, done that, have the coffee mug and the t-shirt to help with that guidance.
Yeah.
I am very thankful for Erica because I called on Erica and was like, listen, this is a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
This level of managing this type of athlete, it's out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
What do I do? Can you give me a brick so I can build this foundation for this child? Because we don't want to see him fail.
Yes.
Erica had that wheel, and I'm like, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. Give me your wheel. And Erica so graciously said, here you go. Here's the wheel.
Yeah.
So my advice would be to surround yourself with people that talk the talk and walk the walk.
And a lot of times, Jillian, people don't want, and I'm glad you brought that up, Latawn. People don't want to share what they're doing because they don't want to be either better than theirs, or they just don't want you to be at the next level. I've always told the Lord, whatever I know, I'm gonna teach it to others.
That's right.
And I'm gonna teach them everything that I know to where they're able to get it and perfect it and get into their thing. And you want to be with somebody that is gracious enough to say, yes, here you go. I'm not upholding, I'm not holding some things back, but I'm going to give it to you. And that's why we started Moms in a Huddle. Jillian had that heart to say, other people need to come into our conversation.
Yes,
absolutely. Right? Yeah.
We are, if I'm successful and I'm holding all of this information, God didn't put me on earth for that.
No, he didn't. No.
Because I am a person of service, I love to serve people.
Yeah.
If I have something, if I have some information that I know that you can benefit from, I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. And God bless you, and you do what you need to do with it and move forward. And if that means I've given people ideas. I've called people like, listen, I got $1 million idea for you. It's not for me, it's for you. Yeah. Because God put it on my heart to give it to you. It's not going to work for me.
Yes.
But if more of us thought like that, what is for me will be for me. And you or no one else can stop that from happening. So we could take the same will, and two different things are the end result.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That is.
But I wanted to ask Jacob the same question, because we had an episode when we talked to students about the way that parents act when they come home from the holidays. So we have our own ideas, all the stuff we want our sons to do, our daughters to do. But we want to ask them. So I'm going to ask you, Jacob, that same question. What advice would you give to moms raising athletes who are tracing their dreams, but they're athletes, the students they still have real life, right? They got friends, they want to be on the game, they got a girlfriend, they got all the things, but we are trying to make sure, to what your mom said, that you're allowing you to make decisions, but putting you around the village and making sure you're successful. So what advice would you give to moms who are listening and raising athletes such as yourself, or like yourself?
I would say be an open book and don't be a square, basically. I want you, as my mom was very transparent growing up, so any problems, I didn't want to feel like I had to avoid it and not go to her and deal with it myself. I was able to talk to my mom, and it was like talking to a friend. Like, they're not going to judge me. They're not going to do this, that, and the third. She's going to help me get through whatever I get through, and she's going to let me make my mistakes and solve it for myself so I can be a man. That's how I grew up.
That's a book right there.
Wow. You did something right there, Latawn. Because a lot of moms and dads have that type of relationship with their kids. They don't.
No,
you think you do, but they don't.
We hiding stuff. We don't want y'all to know our mistakes. I ain't do that. What are you talking about? Drink? Whatever that thing is. That is so good. And that's why, my girlfriend and I were talking about sometimes as adults, we don't let them talk. Just what he just said was an aha moment.
Yes.
That was so good. That's a book. I just gave y'all $1 million idea.
We'll take it.
Go run with it. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Now, before we go, because we're not going to keep you guys long, we got some quick hitters, right? So we're going to ask the question. You're going to answer it. So this is like our fast and fun segment, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to ask the first one. Latawn, one thing moms should stop doing in the stands.
Oh, listen. Oh, wow. So I will say this, as a Michigan mom, I've always been the type of mother that was kind of like in the backgrounds of football. I let everybody, do their thing. I sit back. I know I'm a talker, but I sit back and observe a lot. I will say I don't know. I think I think I'll pass on that one.
Okay, that's okay, Latawn. I'll answer it for you.
I was gonna say Erica's gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer. Which one of us?
Let me let you. What you got, Jill? Because I know we probably think along the same. Latawn's so sweet. Go ahead, Jill.
First of all, stop talking about other people, kids. We hear you. I heard you.
Oh, see, them fighting words, Jill.
Right. Size number 25. I heard what you said. But I don't want to do that. But stop talking about people, kids. That's
Yes.
The backs, but you know what? It's interesting because I look at it like backseat drivers. Yeah. And I will say, with Rob being a coach, it's been many times where I've been on that football field and people want to talk about him. I'm not the one or the two.
Or the three.
So unless you know how to coach, I need you to stay in the back seat and be quiet, please. Because we don't get down like that.
No, listen, unless you know how to coach and play. Have you ever played? Have you ever been on the field?
Right. I think we put so much pressure on these young men. And it's unfortunate. They're still kids.
They are.
And they're going to be out there. They're going to make mistakes. Nothing is going to be perfect for an adult to talk about kids like that. Yeah, it burns my biscuit.
And let me tell you what my reply was. Well, what mine is. Mom, Erica, I know Samaj is out there on that field playing, but it's a team effort, cheer all the kids on.
Absolutely.
It ain't
Yes.
just about, Samaj, and then when somebody else kid does something great,
Yes.
Yes.
I wholeheartedly
let
agree.
me tell you, if you are a supporter of every kid that's out
Yes.
there playing, see, I'm a mom's mom.
Yeah.
I'm a kid's mom.
Yes.
When Jacob, you did something magnificent in one of them games recently where you caught that ball. You did something. It was an interception or something. Man, I'm like, Jacob! I was praying. And I was calling him by his Jewish name, Jillian Yaakov. I'm like, Jacob Yaakov! Do you think? Because let me tell you, there's nothing worse that burns me up than when you're in the stands and you're cheering for your kid, but then others will not cheer for your kid.
Yeah.
Your mom or dad. It's only
Yeah.
about them and theirs. My thing is, it's a team effort that wins the game.
Yes.
And when we get that mentality in life that we're cheering everybody on versus being mine, and that's it.
Yeah.
You will get to a point in your life where that's where the blessings flow, because unity flows where the blessings are at.
Yes.
Be the mom to cheer for everybody.
Yeah. I agree.
I think it's a part of the nurturing, the natural nurturing in us, that we want all of them to succeed. I remember years ago, I'll make this real quick. Well, our kids at a younger age played with each other. Then they went to high school. They went to different schools.
Yeah.
All our babies growing up. So there were plenty times I went to a basketball game and UOD is playing. I know the kids at UOD.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And I'm sitting there with my youngest son. He said, "Mom, you can't cheer for UOD." I said,
"That's my baby over there too."
He just hit that 3-pointer. What are you talking about? That was bad.
And I'm a testament. Jillian does. Jillian, when I say Jillian can cheer for some kid that she don't know. We can do at other places, and I've seen you do it, Jillian. You're like, look at that kid right there. They're just doing so great. And Jillian will stop a young man. Young man, I seen you make that basket. You did so good. That Jillian is a mom's mom, and she's a kid's mom. For whatever it is, we are the same way. Jillian,
all our babies.
For your kid, and you will too, Latawn.
Yeah.
You will say, Erica, I see Samaj, I'm praying for.
Yes.
You always told me you're praying for my baby. You understand, the things he's gone through.
Yeah.
So reaching out with moments where people know, well, maybe it's not always the best with your kid, but you know what? I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So So we sorry, Jacob, because this is mom's in the huddle, Jacob.
Yeah,
we brought you in, okay? Okay. Jacob, the next question is for you. Best Michigan moment so far?
It's two. It's the Rose Bowl, and then it's being Ohio State last year. Definitely the top two.
Yeah. Yes, love that.
Yes. Jacob, are you two? You beat them for 2 years, right? Ohio State, or just one?
One.
Okay. And then the Rose Bowl, you came in that year, and they were going to the Rose Bowl, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
It was bigger than the Natty for you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Rose Bowl it was different.
It was great. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. We love the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Latawn?
Yes.
We're back to you. The biggest misconception about being a sports mom?
That I know the game like the back of my hand, honey. I don't.
Yeah. That is
like, and everybody wants to talk football to me. I know a little something to get me through, but Jacob is like a walk-in encyclopedia of football, and not just how to play the game, but football knowledge. If you want to know anything about football, who played, where they played, statistics, all of the things, Jacob can give you that. If you want to talk to me about football, I will hold a conversation. As short as this handle on this mug is right now. So that's probably the biggest misconception, that I know football like this one does. I don't.
Wow. That I can agree with that. That is the biggest misconception about everybody think you know everything because your son plays about
Jill,
you know basketball because you tall and your kids play too, right?
Right.
Don't know. So listen, my husband played basketball overseas. I remember our first year. They were asking, I didn't know what position he played. I'm married to man. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if he's
on the court.
I don't know. Why are you asking me that? I'm his wife. I cook
I'm
meals
here.
and I take care of him. That's all I do. I don't know.
That's right. Biggest misconception.
Wow. All right. And Jillian, are you seeing the same things that I'm seeing on our quick hitters?
I am. Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Jacob, one word your mom would use to describe you.
One word to describe me. I would say probably caring. She talked about it earlier, so I'll just say caring.
I love that. Is that so? One word. We'll ask you that backup question. One word would you describe your son?
I always call him my sunshine because that's what he is. He is my sunshine.
I love
He is the sun, the stars, and the moon. So my sunshine.
Yes.
That is so beautiful. I have this question. I remember this was recently. I think Samaj was doing an interview, and in the interview, Samaj talked about what makes a championship team mentality, right? And he brought up people like Mikey Sainer. He said he talked about the leaders on the team created the unity with the coaches to create a championship mentality. He talked about Donovan Edwards. He talked about J.J. McCarthy, Mikey Sainer. You brought something up earlier about that Mom said that you have this thing about football. What is your understanding on what builds a championship team that you probably have noticed along your pathways?
We always talk about the team. So that means it's not, for most teams, it's coaches, then it's players. The team is the team. It's everybody, coaches, players, staff. Everybody has to be willing to do whatever it takes for the team, and the players run the team. So leaders on the team determine the standard, determine how things are going to go when adversity hits. And when adversity hits, you can fall back on the team, which is the coaches and the players and the staff and everybody all around.
Wow. I love that. Because as fans, I guess we look on the outside in, because I'm definitely a fan of yours, Jacob, a fan of Samaj and everyone at Michigan that goes on that team, on the field to play. But as fans, we may only see one player, or we may only see the coaches, or we may only see one thing, but it is collectively. You guys win together, right? Okay.
Yes.
And I will say this: they've had, his father has this motto, and it kind of sticks with all of us. And what Jacob does in his everyday life is family. Forget about me. I love you. And what that means is I'm concerned about your well-being and how you're doing. The next man is going to be concerned about me, and it's just a trickle-down effect for everybody to care and have an understanding of the needs of the person in front of you.
Yes, that's so beautiful, man. I love it. Yeah, I love it. And we have people up here like Jessica. She say that Jacob is very caring.
Yes.
Jacob, you have like people. Jessica is one of the Michigan fans. She does a lot of things in the community as well. People are out here. Angela, Jessica gave you also a shout out for what you did. She thinks you're an amazing athlete. Angela, we love you. She's another teen mom. We are very transparent.
Yeah.
Natasha says, this is good, lady. So they're enjoying your conversations on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. And if you're already out there, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Moms in the Huddle. We're in the Huddle. No parent stands alone.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Jill, this has been great. Anything that you want to ask Jacob and his mom before he leaves?
No, this was an amazing conversation. It's always good to meet amazing families, wonderful families, beautiful moms that are pouring into their children and leaving a legacy. So I have certainly enjoyed this conversation we've had. It's an honor. You know what? I said no, but there is a question that we always ask. So, Mom, you have set the standard, right? You're doing things with your son. And he's a handsome young man at the
Oh
University
yes, we did forget that.
of Michigan. So how are we dealing with the honeys?
Well, Jacob is very, he sees things that are very black and white.
Okay.
And Jacob has been with his girlfriend since what, the 9th grade? 10th grade? Junior, no, 10th grade.
Mama, like he been with her
For a long time.
right.
Love that.
So they are very much in teenage love.
I love it.
And so they both, she is an amazing young lady. She has her head on right. She is studying to be a lawyer. She's been like a 4.0 student her whole entire life.
Mhm.
And so she pours into Jacob as well. So
Jacob,
I
I
don't,
see a smile there. You smiling?
That's right. The purple
Yeah.
came out.
So I don't really worry about Jacob and the girls because Jacob has eyes for one young lady.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
And we get a lot of those on this call, don't we?
we do because we aunties and Jillian gonna ask what's going on with the girls.
I got 3 boys. Listen, we've been praying. I know I've been praying. We've been praying for these kids since they're in the belly. And so
Yeah.
it's wonderful when they meet a young lady that the first thing you said, she got her head on her shoulder.
Yes.
She running behind you. She got her own life. I love that. And it's so precious when they start that young because they'll be like, listen, I knew you when the other little girl was trying to ask you to buy some panties. So you better
Right. or I know that you are a girl because I remember your mama showed me those pictures of you when you were a little girl.
Oh, that,
right.
that part right there. Yeah.
We don't know nowadays, but
That's right.
understand. We understand. Okay, we
That's
picked up what you just put down. We understand.
And the reason why we asked that question is because we talked about chasing dreams, and sometimes those can be distractions, right?
Yes.
The parents have been with you through that journey, and oftentimes when you get to college, you kind of get distracted. And sometimes we have to remind you, you said you want to play this. And so if you allow those things to distract you, again, it goes back to you're making that decision to allow it to be a distraction. And so when you have a partner that comes alongside, that's right there with the parents, that this is what we're doing, we love those stories.
Yeah,
We
thank
do.
you.
We do. Well, we're going to go ahead and let you guys go. I think we did like the one word thing where we asked you to describe, but I will say we want to thank you and Jacob for coming on Moms in the Huddle. And before you leave, I just need both of you to say at one time or individually, I'm in the huddle because we're getting our stuff together.
Yes.
Go ahead,
All
Latawn.
right. I am in the huddle.
Aww. Jacob?
We're in the huddle.
We're in the huddle. Thank you, Yaakov. That's your name in Hebrew, Jacob, okay?
Yes.
Yaakov. Instead of the J, Yaakov. You have a great biblical name, young man, okay?
Yes.
We wish you the best, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both so much. I appreciate it. We had a great time. Thanks for the invitation.
And I will say, go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.
Go Badgers.
I
Go
know.
Badgers.
I know. See, and it haven't been able to come out my mouth yet.
Come on, Erica, you can do it.
I said go Badgers one time.
You
But
said it one time. Yes.
when I say go blue, it just gives me a different thing because that's where my kid at. Where he represents, it's almost like but then Jillian will say go blue. I'll be like,
Say go blue.
Badgers.
Yes, go blue. Go blue. Go blue. Angela say go blue.
Okay. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays, ladies. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Man, that was a great interview.
Great family. Great family.
Great. I'm telling you, we're going to have to go out with Miss. We didn't get a chance to ask her about her podcast, but she does have a podcast.
Jewelry.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to bring her back on. As you know, Latawn is like the energy of herself. She's like that bubbly Latawn. You get what I'm saying? We're going to bring her back to do a show. We're just talking, just the girl chat. You get what I'm saying?
We can bring some moms from Michigan and from Madison.
Yeah, and we're gonna call it in the huddle chat. Huddle chat.
I love that. I love
That's
that.
what we're gonna call it. Huddle chat.
We
Let's
could
talk.
talk about jewelry and clothing and earrings and all the things.
Yeah. No, that was just such a great show. I really love talking about, just the different things that we talk about on Moms in a Huddle. Moms in a Huddle is one of those shows that, as we've evolved, it's just become therapy for everybody that comes and for us, right?
You have no idea. This was such a good show, and I love how we started and laid the foundation and allowed you to at least have a statement about what's happening now. So that was so good, so good. Yeah.
Yeah, because some people don't want to talk about it, but I'm a very transparent person. I'm like, I feel like when you act like the elephant isn't in the room with you and you're going around the elephant, you suffocate yourself and could die because the elephant is so big, right?
And people see it. We like, nobody gonna talk about this. What we doing?
But that helped me, and it's therapy for me to get through a lot of things, at the smallest level of what I'm getting through with this. But other people got larger levels to get through, but I will say it's good. So we're gonna have more great shows coming up for everyone. We're gonna have some other good talks, different things. We're going to talk about the beginning of the year is going to be the kickoff. Jill's I don't know how she's going to kick it off, but she's going to kick it off with her first couple of weeks of her episodes. And we're going to have good content.
Yeah, we have a gentleman who did an internship with the NBA. Young man goes to Morehouse College. So we're going to talk to him and his mom and his journey. Because oftentimes people think about when they love sports, they can only play on the field or on the court. But there's life outside of it. And so we want to talk about his journey as an intern. It is a coveted position. He had an opportunity to do the inaugural speech as they closed out that internship group. He's an amazing young man. It's been amazing since he was like 8-9 years old. And so I've been knowing him for a long time and his mom for a long time. And we're going to talk about his journey.
Yeah, and I'm excited for what 2026 is going to bring for us. So we're going to have our next show talking about what is 2026 bringing for Moms in the Huddle, bringing for our athletes, bringing for different things that we're doing in life. So bring it into the huddle. We're going to actually be bringing you to the stage to talk about maybe what is 2026 bringing for you. So share the link. We'll put it on our Facebook, Jill. We'll put it on different platforms for you to be able to join. And always remember, we're moms, right? No dumb stuff.
No dumb stuff. Because I deleted one little guy.
I know you did.
In an instant. Don't be playing.
That's what make us moms, Jill, ain't it?
We saw it. I was like, delete.
Right.
Yeah, that's another organization that we are a part of, Erica. I think we should bring as we close out the year.
Yes.
Talk about all the stuff that's happening in the arena of sports. So we need to talk to them and confirm that.
Yeah, with the athletes organization.
Yes.
And I think that's something we definitely, because they have a great initiative.
Yeah.
Great initiative. They're doing a lot of things, and I think parents need to join and be involved with that. We're definitely going to be talking about that at our next meeting. I know, Jill, you have a lot of different notes on it. We've gone to meetings. Jill, you're very active. You're on that board. So you're really bringing a lot of things to light about what's happening in the athletic world, not just in Wisconsin and Michigan, but broadly everywhere.
Yes.
So, yeah. I think that's very good for us to bring that to the forefront as well. So,
all right. Well, I got the basketball game. The Badgers are playing. Jonathan is not playing tonight, but we're gonna, obviously, we're gonna still watch the game. So,
yeah, supporting for him, healing in Jesus' name, healing. Jonathan, we love you. Over here from Moms in a Huddle.
Yes, love you, baby. All right, love you, Erica. Have a good night. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.